Have you ever wondered why, despite spending hundreds of dollars on so-called kidney cleanse products, your lab results don't improve and your fatigue or swelling keeps coming back? What if I told you the real danger isn't hiding in some exotic toxin, but right there in your own kitchen in the very oils you use to fry an egg, dress a salad, or bake bread? Day after day, drop by drop, the wrong oils act like sand grinding into the gears of your kidneys, slowly wearing down the very organs that are supposed to cleanse your body. I'm Dr. Johnny, and I need you to understand this clearly. The oils you choose can either protect your kidneys, like loyal bodyguards, or sabotage them, like hidden enemies. Millions of Americans are unknowingly making the wrong choice every single day. And the cost isn't just higher creatinine levels, it's dialysis, lost independence, and years stolen from your life. But here's the hopeful part. Today I'll walk you through the 3 oils proven to safeguard your kidneys, backed by real science plus 4 common oils you should never touch again if you want to keep your kidneys strong. No gimmicks, no miracle cures, just the truth that could save you from years of suffering. So stay with me, because what you'll hear in the next few minutes might be the most important health choice you ever make. When people hear olive oil, they often roll their eyes and think, yeah, I've heard that before. But let me tell you something, most Americans don't know the way you buy and use olive oil can make the difference between lowering your creatinine or slowly destroying your kidneys. Just last year, I met a patient in his late 60s who proudly told me he used olive oil every day. But when I checked his bottle, it wasn't extra virgin, it was labeled light olive oil. He had no idea that meant it was stripped of almost every kidney-protecting compound. Here's the truth, real extra virgin olive oil isn't just food, it's functional medicine. Packed with polyphenols, these natural compounds act like tiny bodyguards, neutralizing the silent inflammation that eats away at kidney filters. And this isn't theory. A 2021 clinical study followed 40 chronic kidney disease patients. Those who consumed just 3 tablespoons of real extra virgin olive oil daily for 9 weeks saw their creatinine drop, their GFR rise, and protein leakage in their urine shrink. That's not hype. That's measurable kidney healing. Now, how do you actually use this power correctly? First, quality matters. If you're buying a $4 bottle in a clear plastic jug, you're not getting the benefits. Look for dark glass bottles with a harvest date, not just an expiration date. Fresher is always better. Second, storage matters. Never keep your olive oil next to the stove where heat and light will turn it rancid. And third, preparation matters. Olive oil is delicate. Think of it as a finishing oil. Drizzle it on salads, add it to soup after cooking dip bread, in it raw. Gentle sautéing is fine, but avoid high heat that kills its protective compounds. And here's where I want you to reflect. Have you ever checked the label on your olive oil bottle? If not, there's a good chance you're paying for liquid gold but consuming something closer to liquid plastic. Comment below if this surprised you, because I know many people are making the same mistake. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another oil one that can withstand blazing high heat, and it might be the missing tool in your kitchen. And if you're not using it, your kidneys could still be at risk. If olive oil is the delicate finishing touch, then avocado oil is the heavyweight champion of high heat. I once had a patient, Robert, who loved roasting vegetables at 450 degrees. He told me, "Doc, I'm trying to eat clean, but why do I feel bloated and tired after meals?" The culprit wasn't the veggies, it was the cheap vegetable oil he drenched them in. When he switched to cold-pressed avocado oil, the change was stunning. His blood pressure stabilized, his energy came back, and his kidney labs improved. Here's why. Avocado oil has a smoke point of about 520 degrees Celsius, one of the highest of any cooking oil. That means you can roast, sear, or stir fry without creating harmful compounds that inflame your kidneys. And composition matters. 70% of avocado oil is oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat in olive oil that fights inflammation. But here's the kicker, unlike whole avocados, avocado oil contains virtually no potassium, sodium, or phosphorus, making it safe even for those with advanced kidney disease who need to limit minerals. Science backs this up. In 2021, researchers found avocado oil lowered blood pressure and improved kidney microcirculation in hypertensive rats. Now, while we can't directly copy animal data to humans, the mechanism is clear. It protects the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys, the very lifeline of your filtration system. So how do you use it? Simple. Roast vegetables until they caramelize naturally. Sear fish or chicken until it forms that golden crust while locking in nutrients. Even use it as a butter substitute in baking. But remember, not all avocado oil is pure. As its popularity has grown, so has fraud. Some brands dilute it with cheap oils. Stick to reputable names, and when possible, choose cold-pressed, unrefined versions. The richer, buttery flavor is a sign you're getting the real thing. Now let me ask you, have you ever checked if your avocado oil is authentic, or did you just grab the cheapest bottle on the shelf? Drop a comment because your experience might save someone else from making the same mistake. But only knowing about olive and avocado oil still leaves one more critical piece. Because there's a third oil, fragile, easily destroyed, but if you use it right, it delivers the highest concentration of kidney-protecting omega-3s you can get from plants. And missing this one could mean missing your best chance at a natural kidney cleanse. If olive oil is your gentle protector, and avocado oil is your high-heat warrior, flaxseed oil is the quiet firefighter your kidneys desperately need. I'll never forget Linda, a 72-year-old patient, who told me, "Doctor, I tried every supplement they sell for kidneys, but nothing worked. Her creatinine stayed high, her swelling didn't budge." The turning point came when we introduced flaxseed oil, not in capsules, but the real cold-pressed liquid. Within weeks, her inflammation markers dropped, and for the first time in years, she said she felt light again. Here's why flaxseed oil is so powerful. It's the richest plant-based source of omega-3s, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. Chronic kidney disease is driven not by sudden attacks, but by a slow burn of inflammation that erodes kidney filters day by day. Omega-3s act like firefighters rushing to put out those invisible flames before they scar tissue beyond repair. And unlike fish oil, flaxseed oil carries no baggage, no mercury, no dioxins, no ocean pollutants. But there's a catch. Flaxseed oil is fragile. Heat, light, even oxygen can turn its healing fats into harmful compounds. That means never cook with it, ever. Keep it in your refrigerator the moment you bring it home. Use it within 6 to 8 weeks. And when you taste it, it should be nutty and fresh, never bitter or sharp. 1 to 2 tablespoons a day is all you need. Add it to smoothies after blending, drizzle it on steamed veggies after they cool, or whisk it into dressings for a kidney-friendly boost. So let me ask you directly, have you ever actually tasted flaxseed oil? Or is it sitting forgotten on a shelf already rancid? Drop your answer in the comments because your story might wake someone else up to this hidden danger. But knowing the oils that heal is only half the battle. Because right now, sitting in millions of American kitchens are cheap oils, disguised as healthy, yet quietly poisoning your kidneys meal after meal. And the first one on that list is so toxic the FDA had to ban it, but you might still be eating it without knowing. Now that we've covered the oils that can protect your kidneys, it's time to turn the spotlight on the villains. And the first one isn't just bad, it's catastrophic. I'm talking about partially hydrogenated oils, the #1 source of artificial trans fats. These aren't foods. They're industrial chemicals that somehow slipped into our food supply and almost destroyed an entire generation's health. I still remember a retired truck driver named Mike who came to me puzzled. His cholesterol was climbing, his blood pressure was out of control, and his creatinine kept creeping higher. He swore he didn't eat fast food, but when I asked about his favorite snacks, he sheepishly admitted he loved microwave popcorn and store-bought cookies. The labels claimed 0 trans fat, but here's the trick: food companies can legally say that if a serving has less than half a gram. Multiply that across multiple servings, multiple products, and Mike was eating trans fats every single day without knowing it. Here's the science. Trans fats don't just raise bad LDL cholesterol, they also lower good HDL cholesterol, inflame blood vessels, trigger diabetes, and speed up kidney decline by starving those delicate filters of healthy blood flow. It's a perfect storm, especially in seniors whose arteries are already fragile. No wonder Denmark banned trans fats back in 2003, and within just a few years, cardiovascular disease rates plummeted. So here's what you need to do. Ignore the 0 grams trans fat claim on the front label. Flip the package over and read the ingredient list. If you see the words partially hydrogenated oil, put it back on the shelf, no matter how healthy the rest of the package looks. Margarine sticks, packaged pastries, some creamers, even certain products sold as heart healthy for seniors still hide these killers. Now let me ask you, have you ever caught yourself eating something that says 0 trans fat and thought you were safe? Comment below because your experience could open someone else's eyes. But just avoiding trans fats isn't enough because there's another oil you probably think is safe. It's been marketed as healthy for decades, recommended by big organizations, and even labeled cholesterol-free. Yet inside your body, it's quietly turning into fuel for inflammation that burns your kidneys from the inside out. Corn oil sounds harmless, right? After all, it comes from a vegetable, it's cheap, and for years it carried the stamp of approval from big organizations like the American Heart Association. But here's the hidden truth: corn oil is an inflammation factory, and if you're using it daily, you're slowly fueling the very process that destroys your kidneys. Take Sarah, a 66-year-old retired teacher who told me she switched to corn oil decades ago because it was cholesterol-free and doctor-approved. She thought she was making the safe choice. Yet over the years, her blood pressure crept up, her legs began to swell, and eventually her kidney function declined. When we reviewed her diet, corn oil was everywhere in her salad dressings, her crackers, even in the mayonnaise she used every morning. Here's the science. Corn oil is made up of almost 60% omega-6 fatty acids, but it has virtually no omega-3s to balance them out. That imbalance pushes your body into chronic low-grade inflammation. Not the kind you feel as pain, but the kind that quietly damages blood vessels and kidney filters year after year. And the way corn oil is produced only adds to the problem. To squeeze every last drop of oil from corn kernels, manufacturers use a petroleum solvent called hexane. Most of it is removed during refining, but trace amounts can linger, and long-term exposure is toxic to the nervous system, liver, and kidneys. Now think about this. Corn kernels are only about 4% oil by weight. To produce that giant jug of corn oil for $3 or $4, companies have to use massive amounts of corn, harsh solvents, bleaching, and deodorizing. By the time it lands on your shelf, there's almost nothing natural left. And yet it's hiding in nearly every processed food: chips, frozen dinners, baked goods, dressings. If you don't actively check labels, you're probably consuming it every single day without realizing it. So tell me honestly, have you ever looked at the ingredient list on your favorite snacks or condiments and spotted corn oil? Drop it in the comments because most people never notice until it's too late. But just knowing about corn oil still isn't enough. Because the next oil is even more widespread, used in nearly every restaurant and packaged meal across America. And while you may think of it as just vegetable oil, it's been linked to hidden trans fats and a cascade of kidney-damaging inflammation. Soybean oil is the silent giant. It's the most consumed oil in America, poured into salad dressings, fried foods, packaged snacks, and almost every meal you order at a chain restaurant. And yet, while you're trying to eat clean or follow a kidney-safe diet, soybean oil is quietly sabotaging your efforts one bite at a time. I remember John, a 70-year-old veteran who swore he avoided fast food because of his kidney problems. But when I asked him what he ate at home, the truth came out: frozen dinners, bottled sauces, and crackers he thought were healthy. When we read the labels together, soybean oil appeared in nearly everything. He was stunned. He thought vegetable oil was safe, but vegetable oil almost always means soybean oil, and it was feeding his inflammation every single day. Here's what makes it dangerous. Soybean oil is more than 50% omega-6 fatty acids, almost as inflammatory as corn oil. But there's more in the refining process. Soybean oil often picks up residual trans fats, even when the label claims 0 grams. These trace amounts build up, damaging arteries, raising blood pressure, and accelerating kidney decline. And the industrial process behind it is anything but clean. Soybeans are crushed, treated with hexane solvent, then refined, bleached, and deodorized at extreme heat, stripping away nutrients while leaving behind chemical footprints. Now picture this: you order a simple salad at a restaurant thinking you're making the kidney-friendly choice. But the dressing, the croutons, even the breaded chicken are cooked or coated in soybean oil blends. What feels safe is actually loading your body with the exact compounds that inflame and weaken your kidneys. So here's my challenge to you. Check your pantry tonight. Grab your mayonnaise, your salad dressing, your crackers. Do you see soybean oil or just the vague word vegetable oil? If you do, it's time to find a healthier alternative, because your kidneys can't afford this daily assault. Comment below if you've spotted it. Your story might save someone else's health. But as dangerous as soybean oil is, there's one more that shocks me every time. Because unlike corn or soy, this oil doesn't even come from a food crop. It's a byproduct of the textile industry laced with natural toxins and heavy chemical refining, and yet it's still in products people eat every day. And if it's in your pantry, your kidneys are under silent attack. Cottonseed oil is the one that truly makes me shake my head, because it should never have entered the human food supply in the first place. Unlike olives, avocados, or flax, cotton isn't grown as a food crop, it's grown for textiles. That means farmers use pesticides and chemicals that would never be allowed on food crops. Yet somehow the oil pressed from those seeds still ends up in salad dressings, chips, mayonnaise, and countless packaged foods. Let me tell you about Helen, a 74-year-old grandmother who came to me confused about her kidney swelling. She proudly told me she always avoided fried food and only ate light chips and low-fat spreads marketed as heart-healthy. When I pulled the labels closer, almost every product listed vegetable oil, which we later discovered was cottonseed oil. She had unknowingly been fueling her kidney inflammation for years with what she thought was a safe choice. Here's the danger. Cottonseed oil naturally contains a toxin called gossypol, which the plant produces to fight off insects. The refining process is supposed to remove most of it, but trace amounts can remain, and there is no established safe level for long-term human consumption. Add to that the harsh chemical treatments used to make the oil edible caustic soda washes, acid baths, high-temperature deodorizing, and what you're left with is a highly processed product with none of the protective nutrients of real food oils. The irony is almost painful. Many heart-healthy margarines, spreads, and processed foods aimed at seniors still use cottonseed oil because it's cheap. But cheap for the company can be devastatingly expensive for your kidneys, raising inflammation, worsening blood pressure, and accelerating decline. So here's my question for you. When was the last time you looked beyond the word vegetable oil and asked yourself what was really inside? If you've spotted cottonseed oil in your pantry, comment below. You might just wake someone else up before it's too late. But listen carefully, knowing which oils to use and which to avoid is only the beginning. Because in the conclusion, I'll show you the simple principle that ties it all together, the principle that could help you protect your kidneys for decades and maybe even save you from dialysis. Taking care of your kidneys is not about chasing miracle cures or waiting until symptoms get worse. It's about the little consistent choices you make every single day. Choosing the right oil, drinking enough water, getting up and walking a few extra steps. These may feel small in the moment, but together they create a shield that protects your kidneys year after year. And here's the truth. It's never too late to start. Even if you've been using the wrong oils or eating the wrong foods for decades, every healthy swap you make today gives your kidneys a better chance to recover and serve you well tomorrow. I know it can feel overwhelming when you're bombarded with so much conflicting health advice. But remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving in the right direction. Progress, not perfection, is what will keep you out of the hospital and away from dialysis. That's why I want to encourage you, if you found value in this video, save it to your playlist so you can come back anytime you need a reminder. And more importantly, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell icon. That way you'll never miss out on the latest medical insights, kidney care tips, and practical steps you can start using right away. Your kidneys work 24 hours a day, filtering your blood, protecting your heart, and keeping your body in balance. They never take a break. So give back to them with smart choices, steady habits, and a little bit of daily care. And never forget, you're not alone in this journey. We're building a community here where seniors, caregivers, and families share their stories and learn from each other. So leave a comment below with your experience. You never know who you might inspire. Stay consistent, stay hopeful, and believe this: with the right knowledge and daily actions, you can protect your kidneys, extend your health, and enjoy many more years of independence, freedom, and precious time with the people you love.